I did have them up here on my phone, but my phone machine is killing me right now, but here they come.
A magic internet machine, and then your phone's
exactly.
a phone machine.
Second and 2. London going to fire the ball. It's incomplete. Missing his intended target. Good defense on the play by Jake Papard as he breaks that play up. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 here for the Rider Raiders. At halftime, Wichita Falls High beating Denton High School 21-14. Denton Geyer on top of Trophy Club Byron Nelson. That game being played at Byron Nelson by a score of 24-7.
Wow.
And I believe Azle was up on Fort Worth Brewer by a score of 21-14 as well at the half.
Some close games out there.
Close games. And there's the gives to Fleeks. He's around the left side, has a little bit of running room out across midfield, met by Andrew Craig at the 45-yard line, driven out of bounds at the 44-yard line in Falcon territory.
Andrew Craig drove him over there and almost into Josh Jackson's territory. He wasn't sure what to do with that.
Yeah, we don't need any of that. We don't need Josh getting hit by anything else. Don't look now, but Wichita Falls Old High, who's leading Denton High School, is 2-0 currently in district and look to go 3-0. Of course, I can say that I don't think they've played the toughest 3 teams in our district for their opening matches.
I would say enjoy that while they have it.
1st and 10. Here's the give to Cortez up the middle. He's to the Falcon 38, picking up 6 yards on the play. Cortez, I'm using his first name. His last name is Carter. So, hey, Brother Van, you got your mic going?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. It's just kind of quiet over there. I didn't hear the can shaking. Hey, I'd like to give a shout-out, thank the senior moms, I believe it was, for the spaghetti dinner this Thursday. I'd like to give a shout-out to Maston Air, who sponsored the varsity breakfast this morning, as the Falcons do every game day, a little varsity breakfast. Here's a little swing pass out to the right side. Caught and taking the ball all the way down to the 20, tackled by Josh Rowe, and that receiver, number 16, Josh Price, has another Raider first down. There's a nice tackle, nice play by Rowan, but unfortunately comes 15 yards after the play.
Speaking of the breakfast, you know, our Lake Dallas quarterback president, Press Malloy, spends a lot of countless hours volunteering. He runs that. He gets that set up and going, and a nice little speaker brought in today.
Yes, and we'll get to that right after play. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line of the Falcons. London dropping bass. He sets the speed. He's going to fire. Has a receiver, Devon Allison at the 12. Andrew Craig first on the stop, and he's taken down by a few other Falcon defenders, but unfortunately that play goes for 11 yards, 12 yards, and another Raider first down. So the Raiders moving here on their opening possession of the second half. That Chase London is quite a quarterback. We've talked about it through 5 games this year. Over 1,200 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, 1 interception.
He's built like a running back.
He's built like a lineman. I mean, that boy is big. He's got to go 6'2". He's listed at 240, but I'd be surprised if that's what he is. To give the Fleeks up the middle, he cuts it out right, and he's going to score another touchdown for these Rider Raiders. We had sent a blitz off the left side. We just guessed wrong, and Fleeks has the easy 11-yard touchdown for the Raiders.
Yeah, that lead now widened a little bit here, but I'm not really worried about that just yet. I think we get to come out here and get our offense on the field here this next series and march down this field here and make a statement.
Luis Trejo on for the point-after touchdown try for the Rider Raiders. It's good with 9:31 left to go here.
We got a flag on the play, Dan.
Gotcha. I appreciate that because I went right up to the... All right, let's see what we have going on. And we'll get to Dixon Edwards here after this stoppage in play. It was offsides by the Falcons. Point after is good. 9:31 left to go in the third quarter of play. Raiders 38, Falcons 14. This is the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast.
Hey Travis, are you ready for another great season of Falcons football?
Yeah, Noah, we have been working our tails off all summer getting ready. What have you been up to?
Oh man, I'm so stoked. I got my license and I love my newfound freedom.
Remember what my buddy Mark Tucker with Allstate always says, with freedom comes great responsibility. He tells me you can't LOL if you're RIP. So remember, if we don't hear,
you won't hear.
Now that was hot. All right, Falcon fans, that one comes across pretty good. Patrick Style, if you don't mind shooting me a text message, let me know how we're sounding. Brother Van, are we still a little hot to you?
A little bit.
Okay.
But better.
Fab's saying, what the heck can I do? But, hey, we're working on it, guys. Appreciate you hearing us very loudly in your ear for anybody here at the stadium listening on 92.3 in Wichita Falls. Keegan Brewer, Gerald Bryant, deep to receive for the Falcons. Keegan goes left, Bryant goes right. Here comes the kick off of Trejo's foot. It's deep in the direction of Keegan Brewer at the 1-yard line. He's going to bring it. He's working his way to the right side of the field. Gets the corner at 10, 15, 20. Going to be taken out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Decent return there for Brewer. They had one guy in pursuit, and he did a good job. But he did a nice job getting the corner and getting what he could there.
He does, and he gets a little bit of daylight. He can go as we've watched it in that second quarter. So I like to watch that around the corners and get some good blocking and going. So.
All right, well, the only way to get back into this ball game, folks, is to put points on the board, and this is exactly what the Falcons need here on their opening drive of the second half. Dagan Hahn in the shotgun position. He's got 2 backs. He gives it to Aaron Berry. Nothing doing. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, tackle for no gain.
I think it was Brandon Simpson he handed the ball off.
Was that Simpson?
Yeah.
All right.
They actually helped him up that time.
Wow, imagine that.
A little sportsmanship. Thank you.
All right, so Laird Lind is telling us the sound sounds great on the stream. So we're just having a little bit of stuff going on up here with some of these FM transistor radios. Less than 9 minutes left to go. Dagan Hahn going to keep it himself. Little quarterback draw, drop for a 2-yard loss, and the Falcons, this drive starting off similarly to their first one of the first half. They just can't seem to get it going.
I just am having fun listening to you describe technology, man. We've got dream machines and magic stuff and all kinds of interesting statements
I
today.
could never work at Best Buy.
This is great.
Technology challenged. 3rd and 12 for the Falcons. Hahn dropping back to pass, 4-man rush. Steps up into the pocket. He's going to let it go deep down the middle, has his receiver. Keegan Brewer comes up. Oh, he just gets knocked away as he's falling to the ground. It's incomplete. Falcons going to have to punt. That defender was all over Keegan as he goes up for the ball.
Keegan a little upset. It feels like maybe had a little bit of interference on that. But I think that just made a good play on the ball on the defense side there.
Agreed. And here comes Logan Stewart wearing the unfamiliar number 58. But he does have the familiar gecko green shoes on. He's going to stand at his own 7-yard line. 2 receivers deep for the Rider Raiders. They're standing at their own 45. They've been getting pretty good pressure on them. They've already had one running into the kicker call against them. No pressure that time. This ball lands at the 49-yard line, takes a Falcon bounce. Going to roll inside the 40 and down by Keegan Brewer at the 38-yard line. Raiders 38, Falcons 14. This is the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast. Run 15.
Take your old Model T up to Geico Insurance, the big yellow house off I-35 and Corinth Parkway. Find out what all the hoo-bally and the ballyhoo's about when you call Cheryl McDonald at 940-321-3990, and you find out how you could save 15% in 15 minutes.
There we go, Falcons fans. Take your old Model T up to the yellow house on Corinth Parkway for your Geico Insurance. Here's a little bubble screen left side. Caught. That receiver's got plenty of running room into Falcon territory. Tackled by Andrew Craig at the 43-yard line, and that's another first down for those Rider Raiders.
Yeah, they're just making it look too easy again. I do not like that. We've got to tighten the defense up somehow, and I know they're trying to find that right mix, but they're struggling.
Yeah, the Raiders tonight so far for the game, 344 yards of offense, 218 of those through the air. Surprisingly, London does not have a touchdown pass.
Is that real?
A real stat?
Yeah, that's real.
That's true.
That doesn't seem right.
There's Fleeks again up the middle, big yardage, another first down. It's a scrum right now at the 31-yard line. They're trying.
Wow.
Boy, they pushed them forward about 3 more yards down to the Falcon 29-yard line, 14-yard gain on the play. Hey, Dixon Edwards, so he's our speaker. Anybody out there in radio land on the internet, Dixon Edwards, a linebacker for the 1990s Cowboys. He won 3 Super Bowls with them. He came to speak to your Lake Dallas Falcons this morning. I thought he was very good. He said he's not a speaker, but I tell you what, I thought he did a great job, Nick.
He did. He got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and came out of Dallas to come up and speak to our young kids, and it was an awesome experience, I think, just to be around that kind of talent.
First and 10, Raiders 29, Falcons blitz. There's a fade down the left sideline intended for T.J. Vasher, incomplete. He's going to bring up second and 10. Defending on the play was Bob Jackson. They was on Jackson Island on that time as he was alone in single coverage.
Yes, he was.
But Dixon Edwards brought the message. Felt like he was really talking about his preparation as a player, his responsibilities, and being accountable, never missing a team meeting, making sure that he was going to prepare harder than the guy in front of him so that he could win those battles. He said he did it all his life, and that's what helped him get to the pros and eventually become a successful linebacker in the NFL. They try the same play, the fade to Vasher. It's incomplete, thrown out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Apparently, Vasher being very tall, Brother Van talked about him earlier. He says he's about 6'5". The Rider Raiders feel like there's a big mismatch as Bob Jackson goes about 5'9". So
that's maybe being a little generous.
Is that a little generous?
Love Bob, though. He plays big.
The thing is, it doesn't seem like he has that much of an athletic ability to go up. I mean, those last 2 balls look like they were catchable, you know, like how Josh Jackson goes up and gets them.
Yeah, it's almost like you got turned around by him, starts backpedaling. At that point, you're done. 3rd and 10. London going to deliver it down the right seam. This time, Vasher hauls it in at the 8-yard line, going up high and extending to pull it down.
Lest I speak too soon.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a very nice play. That ball thrown high where only he could get it. He goes up and gets it. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line here as they're trying to get a quick play off. Catch the Falcon defense on guard. And here's a quick slant over the middle. Ball gets tipped up in the air, nearly picked off by Andrew Craig, but he can't come up with it.
Yeah, almost caught a break there.
So it's kind of cool listening to Dixon Edwards. And again, you mentioned it. Man, a guy had to get up at 5 o'clock, get out of bed, and come on up here. And, you know, it's not like the quarterback club's paying him for that. He did that on his own goodwill. So.
They're not? Oh, dang it.
Yeah, he got paid as much as we do.
I thought, man, Dan got paid last week. What's going on around here?
I just go to put the chairs away.
You know, one of the things I got out of that speech, for me anyway, was his teammate, Michael Irvin, is who motivated him to come in and do better because his teammate was going the extra mile constantly. And I think that's a great story.
Irvin, a known workaholic out there, I think. Devon Allison catches a little swing pass out to the left, breaks tackles along the way, and going to get into the end zone there on the left side. He was hit at the 8, he was hit at the 6, he was hit at the 4, 3, 2, and 1, and Allison kept his feet.
This line judge over here, there was a push in the back from behind. Just stood there. Coach Young is talking to him now, too. He's yelling at him.
Man,
it was so obvious.
This game getting out of control quick here. It's 44-14. Trejo's kicking through the uprights.
This ref has got an H on his back for Homer.
I'm
serious, man. It was right in front of him.
6:38 left to go in the third quarter. Raiders 45, Falcons 14. This is the Lake Dallas Falcon Quarterback Club broadcast.
Go. Goblins.
All right, enough of that. Okay, guys, if you're looking for a safe, friendly, and fun environment for Halloween, the Church of Corinth has the perfect plan for you. Trunk or Treat has tons of games, snacks, and mounds of free candy that will be given away. Admission is free, and costumes are optional. So come ready to have some major fun. Trunk or Treat, October 31st, 6 p.m. at the Church of Corinth, located behind Corinth Elementary.
All right, Falcon fans, go get your candy on for Halloween over at TCOC for Trunk or Treat. Here's the kick by Trejo. Brewer going to feel it at the goal line. Keegan Brewer, a good little return, man. This time he's hit at the 14, tackled at the 16. Falcons going to have it 1st and 10.
He had a nice little hole right behind Brandon. I think he keeps running through that. He gets another 10 or 15 out of that play.
So Devon Allison tonight, 6 catches, 109 yards for the Raiders, along with 36 and 1 touchdown. I can tell you his previous 2 games, this guy's a beast. He 7 for 141 and a touchdown, 5 for 203, 2 touchdowns.
He's hard to contain.
Yeah,
sure.
Very hard to contain. A good receiver. Here comes Dagan Hahn and company. He's going to fire to Shaq at the 30-yard line. He hauls it in. It's a Falcon first down, 14 yards. And maybe now we're going to get this offense underway again. It's going to take points to win this game. They have a huge deficit, trail by 31, but all they can do is one possession at a time, Nick. That's all they can do right now.
Yeah. How do you eat an elephant, right?
One bite at a time, that's right.
I thought
this time they give to Contreras up the middle. One guy has a jersey, drags him all the way out to the 35, 36-yard line. That's a good, strong run by the senior running back, Mark Contreras. Hey, I also want to mention, you're going to be missing a game. So if you guys ever listen to the stuff at halftime, the player IDs and also coaches' IDs, and we've also had a few former guests give identifications. I'll get to this here in just a minute. It's 2nd and 4 Falcons. Little play action.
Oh.
Pass thrown high, intended for Shackelford, is incomplete. Going to bring up 3rd down and 4. But what I was getting to, where was I getting to?
Well, you're talking about somebody who's going to come up and moonlight for a quarter coming up and then possibly an entire game, which I think if he agrees to do it, right?
Absolutely. We were talking about brother Bruce Waller, the original Falcon play-by-play guy. We're going to have him join us 2 weeks from now for a quarter when we play Wichita Falls Old High at home, and then you'll be gone as we travel to Fort Worth Brewer. Hahn, under pressure, has to escape the rush. He gets the ball off, complete to Keegan Brewer at the 40. Flag in the defensive backfield, and I wonder if we're going to have some type of holding going on. It is a 1st down for the Falcons out to the 42-yard line. But brother Bruce Waller going to join Dandy Dan in the broadcast booth for the Fort Worth Brewer game.
Dan, have you and Bruce ever called a game together?
Actually, yeah, because back when Bruce and Tracy, Cousin Cade, were doing games, they'd miss occasionally, and I'd have to fill in. Little spot duty, you know. So we've worked together. It was a pretty good deal. This holding call going to go against the Falcons. No, it's not. It's going to go against. I thought that was the wrong thing when I saw him walking it back.
You never know with these homers, right?
It was thrown in the defensive back, but I thought it was going to be a holding call against winner defensive back. That's what it was. It's going to be a 1st down. Going to take the penalty out to the 46-yard line. So Falcons have a little bit of a drive going on here. 3 plays, 20 yards, and a couple 1st downs. Fake to Contreras, and Hahn under heavy pressure gets sacked all the way back at the 31-yard line. Holy smokes, where did they all come from?
I don't know. That's twice now that I've seen them just flat, just push our line down, and we've had to just laying on the ground after that.
They didn't have to push them down because 3 of them came untouched. They're running that 3-man front. They sent 3 linebackers, and Hahn just nowhere to go. It's going to be 2nd and about 25. Hahn going to throw a strike to Brett Sasser out on the right side. He's out to the 40 where he's hit and tackled.
Brett doing a nice job of catching the ball when it's thrown to him. I think he's only had 1 drop. The rest of them he's pulled in and got for positive yards. So Brett doing a good job out there.
7-yard gain, going to bring up 3rd and 17 for the Falcons at their own 39-yard line. Well, we somehow got to figure out a way to get this 1st down because just giving the ball back to the Raiders isn't working.
No.
You know what I mean, Nick?
Yeah, not at even.
Less than 5 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Hahn, 4-man rush. He steps up in the pocket, shoots the ball downfield, intended for Brewer. Just hit off his fingertips as he's dragging across that center of the field toward the home sideline, to the Falcon sideline, and it's incomplete.
I'd like to give a couple of shout-outs. I got Toby Walters in Corinth, Texas. You might remember Toby. He coached basketball with me.
Yeah.
Football on it. So
yeah.
He's listening, says we're doing a great job. Toby, appreciate you listening, buddy.
Thanks, Toby. Logan Stewart on to punt for the Falcons, standing at the 24. They've got 2 receivers, the Rider Raiders do, standing at their own 30. It's a low snap. Logan handles it, gets a decent kickoff. It's low and wobbly toward the left side, hits at the 36. Raiders clear. It's going to be down by Kane Cox at the 34-yard line. 4.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Raiders 45, Falcons 14. This is the Lake Dallas Falcon Quarterback Club broadcast.
Hello, Lake Dallas fans. Nick Fredrickson with T-Rock Roofing. I am your Texas Storm Specialist. Call on me day or night to fix it right, the first time. Specializing in insurance claims, call me to find out why I am the most referred local roofer. No job too big or small, we fix them all. Find me at www.dallasroofer.com or call on me at 214-289-6776. To get it fixed, call Nick.
Got to tell you, Nick, Devontae Traylor, the sophomore defensive end who was just called up this week, getting a lot of playing time here for the Falcons. Not sure if we have any type of injury situation or if he's just playing well enough the coach feels comfortable having him out there. Here's a
He
big
looks
run.
good out there. I mean, he's aggressive, he's quick, and he's getting some penetration. He misses some tackles running by him.
Big run there by DeAndre Jordan, a running back, 5'10", 200. He looks like about 240 if you ask me. Josh Rowe making the stop for the Falcons, 9-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, this game getting out of hand quick.
Yeah, ball out to the 38-yard line. Falcons just need to, and again, if for them to win this game would be very, very. They're in a hole.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say never say never, but let's just keep playing well. Here's a blitz coming by Kane Cox, right up the A gap on the left side. It's
Joe Opong making the stop on that.
exactly Joe Opong in on the tackle. The ball carried by number 18 again, DeAndre Jordan. Chase London still in the ball game. Chase London, 12 for 23 for 195, 2 touchdowns.
Still no throwing touchdowns, though, right?
No. He had one. He had 2. I think my little chicken scratch, I only have him for 1, but, hey, that's not surprising. I might have missed something. You never know.
You never know.
3.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. It's 1st and 10. This time, Josh Hatch has the ball. He's going to take the ball out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. I believe Kane Cox in on that tackle for the Falcons. 6-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down and 4.
Micah Fitzgerald out there having a frustrating game. Defensive player of the week last week from last week's game.
That interception he made against the Bobcats in the third quarter where he just jumped up trying to tip the ball, when the quarterback's trying to throw it, he was a yard away from, he tips it to himself, makes the pick. That was a crazy athletic play, and if you didn't see it, you were missing something. But Micah Fitzgerald named Defensive Player of the Week for the Falcons. Here's the give to Hatch, up the middle, picks up a few. He's across midfield to the 49, very close to a 1st down.
I noticed Josiah Tauep has been out on this series. He's over here with the trainers getting his wrist taped up. I don't think it's a bad injury, but they're looking at something.
Call penalty here? What?
No, they're just saying 1st down, move the sticks.
They
did. They're marking it off. I was looking at the sideline. Okay, face mask called against the Lake Dallas Falcons. They're taking that ball all the way down to the Falcon 34-yard line. Want to give a shout-out. It's Ronnie Perry listening at home, as he always does every Friday night, saying, hey, Nick and Dan, appreciate what you're doing. And he actually said we're doing a good job. Surprise, surprise. Here's a little inside bubble screen to the right side. Receiver has plenty of room. Andrew Craig flips him up and over at the 18-yard line, but that's going to go for about 16 yards.
And another flag on
and
the play
another
down
1st down, but we have Laundry on the field once again.
We appreciate all our listeners out here. We've got a lot of people in the community that really, especially when we go away, I understand that from time to time, Coach Young's wife, Coach Mel's wife, will chime in and listen in and hear what we're saying. So we appreciate that very much.
What was that, Brother Van?
Don't.
Hey,
better watch what I'm saying.
little clipping action going on there. Those Raiders were trying to cheat to get in the end zone that time. Call goes against them. It's 15 yards. It's going to march them all the way back to the Falcon 49-yard line, where it's going to be 1st down and a mile, about 1st and 25.
Hey, Brother Van, did you see last week's program?
Yeah.
Did you see that you and Coach Young are on the same page? It's getting a little bit eerie out there.
I heard that the person that puts the program together thought I was one of the coaches. That's why I got in there.
That's good. Here's a little hitch route, bubble screen over the left side. Defended well by the Falcons. Only goes for about 3 yards. Jacob Galloway, Jacob Papard in on the tackle for the Falcons. They pick up about 3 yards, 2nd and 22. So, speaking of, the coach's wives, I've heard Rose Males, Jeremy Wells' wife, she might listen. They got a couple young boys. Of course, Coach Young has 3 young sons, and it's probably a little struggle to drag them all the way up here to Wichita Falls. So hopefully you're listening. I don't like what's going on in tonight's game, but we know you're by the channel to support the Falcons regardless of what the scoreboard says. We appreciate that. Minute and a half left to go in the third quarter. Here's the give to DeAndre Jordan, Joe Opong, Micah Fitzgerald in on a stop for the Falcons, just 2-yard gain.
We also want to give a shout-out to Coach Popplewell's 6 girlfriends that are listening in this week.
Coach Poppy. Oh.
You got some explaining to do. Brother Van, always got to bring the funny.
Yes.
Clock, less than a minute left to go. Play clock is at 15. Raiders don't seem to be too big of a hurry to get this thing off.
And that's just counting the teachers in this district.
Oh, wow. Hey,
moving on, brother.
You might just have to shut them down. Here comes Cooper Davenport putting heavy pressure on London. London gets it away. Josh Hass catches it, takes it down to the 36-yard line, 12 yards shy of the first down. So on comes the punting unit for the first time of the night for the Rider Raiders.
First time of the night?
First time of the night. That's exactly right.
Wow.
Hate to say it, but that's what it is. Is that Brewer deep to receive? Is that number 12 back there?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Keegan Brewer standing at his 10-yard line. Luis Trejo kicking for the Rider Raiders. And the game clock is at 4 seconds. They're just going to let the third quarter end here at Memorial Stadium, where the Raiders have a healthy lead over the Lake Dallas Falcons, 45-14. This is the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast.
For the best barbecue in North Texas, visit Chase and Tail Barbecue, home of the pig, located in Hickory Creek on the I-35 southbound service road. Their award-winning ribs and signature pulled pork are to die for. They can also cater any event from tailgates to weddings. Check them out at www.chaseandtailbbq.com or like them on Facebook. Tired of chasing your tail? Let us do the cooking. Chase and Tail Barbecue.
Thanks to Mark Tucker Allstate for sponsoring the halftime field goal kicking contest again this year. If there's one thing I know since my 17-year-old son started driving is insurance. Mark Tucker, your local Allstate agent.
Hey, Brother Van, I hope you have a nice umbrella policy for all this libel and slander you're throwing around out here tonight.
Might want to call Mark on Monday morning to make sure that's in play, buddy.
So Trejo standing at the Falcons' 49-yard line. He's going to get this kick away. It's a high, wobbly punt. Going to land at the 15, take a Falcon bounce, and down at the 18-yard line. So, yep, this is an interesting game here for the Falcons. Unfortunately, they started off the season with a 4-0 record, 3 district wins, and their first 3 non-district wins, and then they open up district, beating Denton High School by a score of 42-28.
But, Dan, you alluded to it earlier. You know, Wichita Falls, not the one we're playing here today. What's the other? The
Wichita
Coyotes?
Falls Old High, the Coyotes.
The Coyotes.
They're not Coyotes, they're Coyotes.
They have had kind of the weaker part of the division.
Yeah, and really where the Falcons are starting off here, it's always tough, and it was the same thing last year. Here's a carry by Aaron Berry picking up about 4 yards out to the 22-yard line. The Falcons open with Denton High School, but then they run into this Trophy Club, backed up with Wichita Falls Rider, and also then followed up next week with Denton Guyer. 3 extremely tough games.
Yes.
And it's just a very tough run for the Falcons. Brandon Simpson in at quarterback for the Falcons. He gets a snap and takes the ball himself around the right side, picking up just a few yards on the play out to the 24-yard line. Yeah. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5. The Falcons, again, like I said, be a miracle for them to win this game, so probably going to be 1-2 in district. Guyer's going to be incredibly tough next week. But then they're going to roll out of here with Wichita Falls Old High, Fort Worth Brewer, and then finish the season up with Azle. Hahn back in at quarterback, fires a little bit high to get through his hands, incomplete, going to bring up 4th down and 5. So talking about those final 3 games, we're going to have to start talking about playoffs eventually. Again, since 2005, Coach Young's inaugural season here at Lake Dallas, they've been in the playoffs every single year. And if you look back through the records, it seems like they always go on a late season run to reach the playoffs. And I have those numbers here, and we'll talk about them in just a few minutes, but it's looking like the Falcons are not, their playoff picture is not done. If they go 4-3 in district, for sure they can certainly make the playoffs. Stewart's kick's going to land at the 44, take a Falcon roll into Rider territory and downed by Devontae Traylor at the 49-yard line.
The bad part was, just like last year, I mean, our backs were up against the wall. We had to win that Azle game, and we had to win it by so many points. So I wish we could have had some kind of padding here earlier in the season.
You know what, though? I'd rather have our losses in the middle of the season and have our growing and learning experiences now, and then be able to gain that momentum going into the end of the season and towards the playoffs, because I think this is what's going to happen to us, and we can really build on that. And then we'll get some key players back after we've developed some other talent in some other key positions that we will have depth even further in those roles.
Yeah, you know, you talk about injuries. Don't forget the Falcons are facing some tough injuries right now. Their backup quarterback is in the game, Devon Allison, who's also their star wide receiver. They gives the handoff, making the tackle, number 35, Jeremy Beeson, in on that defensive line for Lake
Cooper
Dallas.
Davenport getting some pressure back there. I don't know if this is their second stringers in. I would assume maybe it is. I don't know. On the line, maybe shifting some people in and out. So we're definitely getting a little more penetration back there and disrupting it earlier.
2-yard loss back to the Raider 47-yard line. Hey, looking back last year, we win the final 3 games. We finished 6-4, make the playoffs. 2011, we win the final 4 games, finish 7-3, make the playoffs. 2010, we win the final 4 games, finish 5-5, make the playoffs. So the Falcons have a good history of finishing strong. This time on the zone read, Allison going to keep himself around the left side, gets into Falcon territory, down to the 41-yard line. Kane Cox, Andrew Craig, and Davenport out there in on that tackle again. Cooper Davenport playing hard and really all over the field right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's a first down for the Raiders in Falcon territory. Mason Height, Cooper Davenport, Jeremy Beeson on that defensive front line for the Falcons. But, you know, I was noticing that even and then 2009, the Falcons go 9-1, but they win their final 3 games, make the playoffs. So the last 4 years, we've won either our final 3 games or our final 4 games to make the playoffs.
I think we're poised to do that again this year, and that'll be a good omen going into the end of the season.
Just in case you're wondering about Falcon playoff history, we went 1-1 last year, lost in the regional round to Waco, or excuse me, the area round. The year before, we go 2-1 in the playoffs. We lose in the regional round. Here's a handoff left side. Making the stop is Jake Papard. Ball being carried by Jordan. It's about a 4-yard gain down to the Falcon 38-yard line. Interesting to look back through the history of the Falcons. They went a long time without making the playoffs. Jerry Blazewicz, class of 1971, says his junior year was the first time they ever made it in 1970. But then after that, it was a very dry spell for the Falcons. 1994, they made it. They lost to Commerce. 1999, they made it. And we've basically been in the playoffs every year since the early 2000s for the Falcons. Here's the give to Jordan. Kane Cox in on that stop.
You know, a member of that 2008 class is a gentleman by the name of Victor
Aguilar.
A
flag after the play. Let's see what we got going on here. And there's a Falcon. Kane Cox looks like he might get the worst of that tackle as he comes up a little bit slow.
Yeah. So what I was saying, Dan, is in 2008, there's a member of that class from the Falcon family there, Victor Aguilar, and he's overseas right now, if I'm not mistaken, serving our country right now.
In Afghanistan is what I've been told. So hey, hats off and thank you for your service, Mr. Victor Aguilar, former Falcon, and I don't know if he can get online and listen, but
be
who
cool
knows?
If he was, wouldn't it?
We sure appreciate him serving our country. Brother Vane, there's that unsportsmanlike stuff you're talking about.
They finally call it with 8 minutes and 34 seconds in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, they allowed it to go on for 3 quarters and allow the momentum to keep with the Raiders. Now they finally call it.
So Raiders going to be looking at a first and, what do we have here? 1st and 10?
How's that possible?
Hey Nick, is it still the first half?
It's the
Are we still in the half?
Brother Van.
So, hey, we'll talk about the Falcon history here as this second half continues. Talk about what we've talked a little bit about what's upcoming. Here's the give to Jordan. Nice pressure by the Falcons. It's a tackle for a loss. In on that play, Hunter Blanton, number 84, and number 19, Mason Height. Was Davenport in on that one as well?
I think he was.
All right. 3-yard loss on the play, brings up 2nd and 13. 2001 was actually the last year the Falcons did not make the playoffs. Look at 2002, the Falcons go 3-7, make the playoffs. Lose to Everman, score 78-0.
Did you say go 3-7?
You heard me right. Wow. They go 3-7, lose to Everman. They had a rough little spell there. Once they did start making the playoffs, they went all the way to 2006 before the Falcons did win their first playoff game. And Allison gets roughed up by Davenport and Hunter Blanton. Once again, another tackle for loss, about 3 more yards, going to bring up 3rd and 16.
Number 80, Ben Williamson on the field out here, getting in some time on varsity on the safety position.
2006, the Falcons, led by Chase Bain at quarterback, Justin Hill at running back. Justin Hill went on to Rice to have a nice career down there. They actually moved him from the offensive side of the ball to the defensive side of the ball, played some linebacker. They actually had the first success, the 2006 season for the Falcons. They go 2-1 in the playoffs, eventually losing to Brownwood. Jordan again on the carry, right side. He's going to be tripped up. That's Micah Fitzgerald on the tackle for the Falcons. Short gain on the play, going to bring up 4th down, and I'm sure we'll see Luis Trojo on to punt for the Raiders.
So, guys, what do we take away as a positive from this game?
Nick?
You know, here's the positive. Keegan Brewer has stepped up and had an awesome offensive game for the most part. He's had a couple of missed drops, but I think he's really stepped up. I think that Brett Sasser's done a nice job catching the ball. We got some room for improvement for sure, but I would say out of that, offensively, that's the strengths that's building for us on those other weapons.
Aaron Berry, I also,
yes.
if Courtney Holder's banged up, I do like the way Aaron Berry carries the ball for the Falcons. I love the way he runs.
Great
runs
point.
hard. I felt like he's had a productive game. Cooper Davenport is, right now we have a penalty on the field. It's going to be a delay of game called by the Riders. They're just trying to wind as many ticks off this clock as they can. Davenport's had a nice game. You know, there's some other things going out. We'll see. Coach is going to look at the game film, but obviously it didn't go the Falcons' way. We're less than 6 minutes left to go here in the 4th quarter. It's a high snap to Trejo. He handles it, gets the punt away. Brewer back to receive, but he's going to say, hey, let's get away from it. Lands at the 24, takes a Falcon bounce out to the 26, and eventually settles in at the 25-yard line. So with 5:38 left to go here in the 4th quarter, Raiders 45, Falcons 14. This is the Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast.
Hi, I'm Trey Lusk, your Lake Dallas Falcons center, number 55.
And I'm quarterback, Brett Sasser, number 1. Not only do we work together on the field, we also work together at your local Chick-fil-A on Swisher Road.
We are number 1 on the field, and we also serve number 1s all day.
Have you ever had our sweet tea? Because it's pretty sweet.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles in our cookie sundae. Come visit us at your local Chick-fil-A. Save the cows and eat more chicken. Go Falcons!
Following the change of possession, Falcons' first play from scrimmage, it's Dagan Hahn handing off to Aaron Berry, who gets met 3 yards deep in the backfield. We'll give it a 2-yard loss. We're going 2nd and 12 for the Falcons. It was at their own 22-yard line. Again, it's Berry in the backfield. Man in motion, Bowen from left to right. He gets the hand from Dagan Hahn, and he's bottled up and tackled at the 20 for another 2-yard loss.
Well, those JV players got called up for this week's game.
Tristan Bowen, I've watched him on JV. The kid's a big-time, big play receiver. He's got good hands. Seems to have a fair amount of athleticism. I'm going to score touchdowns this year for the JV Falcons.
Hey, guys, after this play, should we do the fat stat update?
Dude, we're going to have to bring it. Don't forget a concession stand review coming up by none other than Brother Van. 3rd down to 13 for the Falcons. Hahn dropping back to pass. Has plenty of time. Fires downfield over the middle. Intended for Sasser. It's a little high and incomplete. Going to bring up 4th down. So, fat stats. Come on, bring it. As you all know, we're in a weight loss challenge. Fad.
Okay.
Nick, myself, and Brother Van.
Okay, Nick was up 0.4 pounds, but he's still down 5.6 pounds all. Fab was up 8.8 pounds this week. So he's up overall +7. And I'll give you Dana myself after this play.
You got it. Logan Stewart on to punt for the Falcons, standing in his own 6-yard line. Falcons a little late getting some personnel in there. Play clock down to 12. It's Walker Valsius getting set at that right end position. 2 men for the Raiders. Falcon 45-yard line. Stewart gets the punt away. It's high. Down the middle of the field. Hits at the Falcon 46. Rolls into Rider territory. Inside the 35 and going to be downed at the Rider 34-yard line by number 16, Bryce McDougal. So Fat Stats, keep it up.
Okay, Brother Van, I am up 0.4 for this week. I am down 16 pounds overall. And then...
Whoa.
Dandy Dan down 4.2 pounds. He's down 18.4 pounds overall.
Go get it, Dan.
Taking the lead, man.
He keeps talking about tigers and eyes and makes these sounds, and he won't stop on the van ride to get anything. He's like, "Here's the water. Suck it up."
So Nick, earlier this week, he says, "Hey, do you want to stop after the game and maybe go out to eat and get something?" I'm like, "You kidding me? I got the eye of the tiger, man."
I just figured we could get Dan into a bar. We can get him drinking some beer and get him some empty calories.
Don't do that. Cooper Davenport meets Jordan 4 yards deep in the backfield. A little help from his buddies Micah Fitzgerald and Mason Height, and that's a 3-yard loss. Raiders.
You know how bad I've been thinking about this weight loss contest? I'm serious. I had a dream last night. I went to bed so hungry. I was eating at CC's, and I had a chance to go out on a date with Kardashian. And I mean, hamada. And I wouldn't draw myself. I had a chair pulled up to the buffet at CC's.
You stayed at CC's. Oh, that's hilarious. 2nd and 13. 3.5 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Raiders beating your Lake Dallas Falcons by a score of 45-14. Again, it's Jordan up the middle, met by a host of Falcons. He pushes the ball out to the 41-yard line, a gain of 4.
I'd like to give a shout-out to my brother up in Caldwell, Idaho, Patrick Fredrickson. He's on the World Wide Web. And Mom and Dad, Dennis and Kathy Fredrickson in Lawrence, Kansas, tuning in to support Falcons.
Go Lawrence, Kansas, home of the Jayhawks. So you and I had an interesting conversation.
I thought we was going to get away with this.
Kansas coming down to Amon Carter to play TCU, right?
They are.
So you're going to the game.
I got some free tickets, yes, sir.
You're a Kansas guy.
I am a huge Jayhawk fan.
So we got to talk about that.
Basketball.
All right, here's the give to Jordan. A big hole up the middle. He's got plenty of room. He gets the ball out to the 41. Ball's on the ground. They're going to call that down. You got to be kidding me. It's not good for a first down. And Jordan is holding his...
Yes, he is.
Something, and it seems to be in pain. I think it's his wrist. So we'll see.
Yeah, go with that.
So anyway, Nick, the lifelong Kansas guy, going to a TCU game. Hey, get a load of this, Mom and Dad Fredrickson. I said, hey, what about Rock Chalk Jayhawk? What about Kansas all the way? He says, nope, I got free tickets going with some TCU guys. Yeah. I'm going to wear purple and root for TCU. And your reason was because Kansas sucks at football. And I was going, you got to be kidding me. You can't just take Danny Manning in your NCAA basketball championships and blow off all the other sports. You're Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
I am Rock Chalk Jayhawk. I've sat enough losing games. They used to have the game, it was the battle of the biggest losers. KU and K-State before K-State was good. And I've had so many lickings sitting in that stadium watching my team just be terrible. I gave up on KU football a while ago. But basketball, Rock Chalk all the way.
Oh, my God.
TCU's got a good program. You can get behind that.
This is disturbing, if you ask me. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so think of how I feel. Do I give up on my team?
You're right.
No.
You're right.
It's going to make it that much sweeter, folks. We're less than 2 minutes. They take the delay of game penalty. Troho under heavy pressure from Jeremy Beeson gets the kick away. It's going to land at about the 45. Take a big Rider bounce
in front of him. He gets that ball.
Yeah, he should have laid out and Supermaned it, but he didn't. So anyway, it's going to be Falcon football, 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Let's see if we can get a few district scores just in case you're out there and would like to know. District
yes,
5, 4A. Looks like Wichita Falls Old High rolling it up on Denton High School, 41-14. That game being played in Denton. Denton Geyer and Byron Nelson. Geyer only up by 20, 34-14 in the fourth quarter. Sasser in the game at quarterback, throws it out right side, and that is number 85 for the Falcons. And for some reason, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Christian Perez.
Thank you very much. I knew it was the name of a former Falcon baseball player, 2012 graduate.
I can just see his hairdo from the breakfast.
Yeah, he's got that spiky mohawk.
Yes, he does.
Guys, there's well, I'll tell you after this play.
Yep, Sasser going to keep it himself, left side. Wow, going to take it out to the far sideline where he is twirled and slung down like a rag doll. Really no gain on the play, maybe a short gain of 1.
What you got, Brother Van?
Well, I noticed that a lot of the starting players are sitting over here on the bench, and they got their heads down. They're pretty downhearted. This is the most down I think I've ever seen them.
Well, they've got to keep this in perspective. We all knew it was going to be a tough game. I don't think they're happy with their performance. We knew it would be a tough game. And again, we're facing some injuries. We're going through some adversity. This is a solid, and again, we talked about early as Aaron Berry gets hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward. There's a flag on the play.
Actually, that's number 27 out there running the ball, Jimmy Dunn.
Jimmy Dunn, that's a good kid, man. I'll tell you what, and we talked about it a few weeks ago. Jimmy Dunn, I believe his freshman year had some open heart surgery. Couldn't play football, but he got back on the field as quick as he could. And, special teams, but he just loves the game.
One of the most positive people to be around. He showed up to my house about a month ago, and I hadn't met him personally yet. And I said, "Who are you, young man?" And he tells me, and he says he plays on the football team. I asked him what his position was. He says, "I am on the bench."
I got a lot of respect for that kid.
He just said it with confidence and a smile on his face, and I just love the kid to death.
I agree. I've been in a few social situations with him, and he's just real easy to talk to, and I agree with you. He makes you feel good just talking to him, and he's got a great attitude. Smart kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a well-liked student there at Lake Dallas High School. Falcons on to punt. Stewart at his 15-yard line. Play clock down to 7. Logan Stewart going to get this kick away. It's high. Left side, hits at the left hash. Again, has a little backspin on it. Backs up to the Falcon 43-yard line where Bryce McDougal will down it. So this TCU thing, it's still just so disturbing, Nick.
Well, thanks for showing me the light, Dan. I will wear my Jayhawk stuff in honor of you Saturday, and I'll go out there and I'll sit in that sea of purple and I'll gut it out.
Do it. That's you can't. It's like just if one of your kids was, you wouldn't turn your back on your kid just because they weren't performing well.
Of course not.
You've got to support your favorites. Anyway, that's I'll get off.
You can only just stomach so much losing for so long. Eventually, it's like the definition of insanity a little bit, isn't it, Dan?
I don't know about that. Here come the Rider Raiders. Chase London back on the field. Of course, they're just going to take the knee with 50 seconds left to go here in this game. Brother Van, you're an Ohio guy. Were you a Browns fan once upon a time? And if so, I hope you still are.
I was more of a Cincinnati Bengal fan.
That's Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So,
but I grew up in Columbus, which is for
Midway.
those that aren't familiar with Ohio, right the center of the state. So you kind of went both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Not really. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah.
More.
So if
I don't get a pass, you don't get a pass.
Say OH, what do you say?
I-O.
Attaboy, go Buckeyes. All righty, so that's going to do it as the Rider Raiders take a knee. Final score here at Memorial Stadium in Wichita Falls. Wichita Falls Rider 45, Lake Dallas Falcons 14. That brings the Lake Dallas Falcons to a 4-2 mark. They're 1-2 in district. Their upcoming opponent next week is going to be Denton Guyer. That game's going to be at C.H. Collins Stadium in Denton, Texas.
That'll be a fun game. I don't care what your records are. You got two local schools. These kids know each other. It's going to be a fun game.
It ought to be, and you talk about two local schools and their rivals, and Denton's been in, had varsity football since 2006, and ever since then, it's been a very heated rivalry, to say the least. A few years ago, had some great matchups when James Franklin and J.W. Wash were going head-to-head. Of course, Dalen Williams locked horns. Actually, Dalen locked horns with him 1 year as Guyer went to 5A for that one season. But next week, Denton Guyer, Lake Dallas Falcons. Don't forget, folks, 7 o'clock start, and we'll have pregame starting at 6:30. So, Brother Van, any other thoughts on the game?
Can't wait till next week.
Yep, looking forward to it. Nick, how about yourself?
I feel the same. Let's go to next week, and let's chalk this one up to game played and move on.
You got it. So, for Nathan Gilbert hanging out there with Brother Van, for Brother Van, Noah Hernandez, Parker Webb, Fab, Twisting and Tweaking, my buddy here, Nick, St. Nick in the press box. I'm Dandy Dan Smith, and we are out. Next slide, please. Yeah, we're done, and we're going to wrap it up and get on home.
Tonight's Lake Dallas Quarterback Club broadcast was brought to you by Flooring America, The Church of Corinth, Dr. V at Corinth Orthodontics, T.W. Hicks Flooring, Salon Renee, North Star Bank, Chick-fil-A, Sugar Queen Cupcakes, James Wood Auto Parts, Geico of Corinth, Chase and Tail Barbecue, Loretto Family Dentistry, Nick Frederickson at T-Rock Construction, Laird Lind at Lake Cities Realty, Lake Dallas ISD, and Mark Tucker, your local Allstate agent. Thank you for listening to tonight's game.